Small builds. We all like a small build, but what if we put some rules on it? Today we're going to be doing exactly that. So what are those rules? Well, it's quite simple. Our base plate can only be 5 by 5. No more, no less, and if I don't build on those tiles then I can't remove them and add them elsewhere. 5 by 5 is what we've got, and we've got to work with it. Additionally, we can't go higher than 6 tiles tall from the base plate, including roofing, though we can use roof pieces that are 2 tiles high, like Flotsam roof caps for example. As long as the snap point is on the 6th tile, we're good to go. Now, I've got not 1, not 2, but 3 builds for you today. So there's no time like the present, let's get started with build number 1. Firstly, we've got a Turanian home in map square G6. This build requires the use of the Turanian DLC and ideally the Turanian extension too. So let's get building. Start off with a 5 by 5. Add a Turanian door frame on this tile. Add windows on the tiles shown here. Add Turanian walls between the gaps and on the second layer as shown, alongside a right angle staircase in the back left corner. Add ceilings in this fashion on the first floor. Add sloping and inverted sloping sides as shown, alongside more walls on the first floor. Add the last inverted sloping sides like this. Add roof pieces like so. If you don't have the Turanian extension for the 2x2 roof dome, you can instead use corner roof pieces. Finally, add fences, an awning, and an access staircase to finish off the build. I think this build turned out fairly good. It's got a decent amount of interior space and a good balance too. I'm usually a bit hit or miss with Turanian, but this design is pretty snazzy and uses its shape well. Now, let's get on to the next. For build number 2, we've got a Flotsam outpost in map square K7. This build requires use of the Flotsam set from the Siptar DLC, alongside stable pieces too. Now, it's build o'clock. Start off with, you guessed it, a 5 by 5. Add a door frame at the front and back on these tiles. Build 2 layers of walls as shown here. Hang inverted sloping sides at the front and back. Add wedges on the first and second layer of the sides and use walls to merge them down onto the base plate. Add a ladder and hatch frame in the back left corner, then cover the walls with ceilings. Use the real windows trick to construct real windows on the front and back of the first floor, then add walls and doors as shown. Add roof gables like so, alongside door frames atop the inverted sloping sides on the ground floor. Replicate that on the front and the back. Add inverted sloping sides on the wall over the wedge sections. Add a cross of ceilings atop the gables, then build the roofs in this fashion, overhanging the build and supported by the sloping sides. Finish off the roof with a cupola in the centre made from door frames and a Flotsam rooftop cap. Finally, add fences around the balconies and porch, and awnings to the front and back to finish off the build. To be honest, I quite like Flotsam anyway. I think it's a bit underrated, but this build has some great shaping with the overhanging roof and the awnings, alongside some interesting pattern breaks with the off-grid wedges. It is a little small on the interior, but comfortable and rustic. Now, let's get to the final build. Last but not least, we are building an Aesir homestead in map square C11. This requires the full Aesir set and the Frontier DLC too. Time to build. Start off with, shocking as it may be, a 5 by 5 base plate. Add doors, arches and windows on these tiles. Add Aesir fences inside the arches to create slit windows. Build the walls up in this fashion and include a small corner staircase in the back left of the main room. Cover the top of the walls with ceilings. Add regular and inverted sloping sides in this fashion. Build the walls up as shown, alongside a small 1x3 section of ceilings on the raised floor connected with a staircase. Add roof gables atop the first floor, like so. Add Aesir quarter pillars onto all the joints and corners and on the edge of every tile against the foundations. Build the roofs like so. Finally, add frontier fencing to the balconies, alongside Aesir frames and roof pieces in this fashion at the front, and add a small gazebo-style structure at the back in the same fashion with a pyramid roof to finish off the build. This home is quite cosy. It does suffer a little from how desaturated Aesir is, but with proper decoration and lighting, this build will be quite easily lifted and its weaknesses covered. The interior is pretty spacious too, and it's generally just a fairly nice space. And there we have it, 3 tiny builds, all within a 5x5x6 size. I've been toying with this idea of a size restricted build for a while, and I think all of them turned out quite well. Let me know if you'd want to see a second part in the comments, or a change in formula or size for the next time. I'd definitely be interested in doing more of these if you guys enjoy them. Anyway, that about wraps us up for today. Thank you for watching, and of course a massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. Make sure you subscribe for more Conan builds, news, reviews, guides, lore videos and plenty more. Take care, and I'll see you soon.